everybody. Welcome to the world's greatest Bronze Age comic book podcast, Flea Market Fantasy. I'm your co-host, Mike Gull, and as always, I'm joined by...
Michael Dell of the LCS Hockey Radio Show.
That's right, and this week, we are celebrating the untimely passing of one of everybody's favorite Bronze Age superhero comic book artist, George Perez. And to do that, we are reviewing History of the DC Universe, Book 2.
Yeah.
And this is not, all I can say is, before you say anything, Mike Dell, this is not a typical comic book. In fact, it's arguably not even a comic book, is it?
Yeah.
It is you could almost say, not an encyclopedia, but a text history of the DC Universe, right?
I would call it an excruciating kick to the balls. No, it's all right. No, it's all right.
Hyperbole, anyone.
No, it's fine. It's because this is post-crisis, right?
Yes.
So DC had to kind of reset everything, all their backstories and everything. So this is a way to get all the readers on the same page again.
Exactly.
Basically. And how successful was this series? This was a 2-book series.
I mean, I don't know what the sales figures were, but I know that everyone likes it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Do people look back on it fondly? Like, oh yeah, look at that. It's the history of the DC Universe.
Well, in a way they do, but unfortunately, since this book has come out, DC has rebooted their history at least 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Are you sure? That doesn't sound like DC.
I'm sure, yeah.
All right. Yeah, this is like a prestige format situation we're dealing with, right? It's kind of like, was this an actual comic book or was this like a graphic novel sized book?
It was what DC called it Dark Knight format, and I think Marvel called it prestige format or something, or bookshelf format. So it's the size of a comic book, but it had kind of like cardstock cover and shiny paper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because the price here is $2.95.
$4.50 in Canada.
Yeah, $4.50 in Canada.
Yep.
Yikes. But and what year is this again?
This is 86 or 7. Let me see. 86. Yeah, so pretty much as soon as Crisis was done, they started working on this.
Okay. And I was going to say they probably should have had this ready to go, but George Perez was doing Crisis as well.
Right. In fact, I think this was originally planned to be the final 2 issues of Crisis, but then the actual story went over, board over pages, and so they
many panels.
Exactly. So they saved this for a separate series. So
for those who don't remember, we did an issue of the Crisis deal there, and I counted up the panels in the issue. It was
quite
ridiculous.
Quite a few. Yep.
All right. So we got 2 books here. We're reading part 2 now. Right before the show, Mike, I took a gander at part 1.
Sure.
And it was I just flipped through it.
Sure.
But it's kind of like what exactly are they discussing there? Like the monitor and the anti-monitor and all that crap?
Yeah. I guess we should... So basically, the pretense of this book is that Harbinger, who was Monitor's lackey or whatever you want to...
kind of like foster daughter, it seems.
Yeah, foster daughter. She is recording the new history and kind of like... I think she dedicates it to him. And so it's kind of it's kind of like really it's just to the reader, but the pretense is that she's recording it for him.
And remind the kids who the Monitor was.
So the Monitor is so this gets complicated, but he is a being that's existed for 15 billion years. He was created at I don't think it was the dawn of the universe. I think it was when the antimatter universe was created. He was also created, and there's a Monitor and an anti-Monitor, and they basically waited 15 billion years until 1985. And then Anti-Monitor started his secret plan to destroy the multiverse with an antimatter cloud, and the Monitor gathered up all these different superheroes from different eras to fight him. And basically, they then had a story called Crisis on Infinite Earths that made almost no sense, but it was very entertaining and had a great art.
You can take the almost out of there.
Yeah, and then Crisis, and then the weird thing about it is Monitor was killed in Crisis number 4, and then you find out later that he knew he was going to be killed. It was all part of his master plan. You know that old chestnut, right?
Yeah. That's great. So, all right. So here we're just recapping the history of the DC Universe, making sure everybody knows what's going on. And, George Perez is the artist, and Marv Wolfman, I believe, is the author of this. Right?
Yes, the same 2 creators as Crisis.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yep.
I forgot that he did that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's basically it. Anything else we need to say about this? Can we just get into it?
I guess we can just dive in. I don't know how we're going to summarize this. I mean, it's not a comic book, so it's text. I mean, do you want to
I figure we'll just flip through and they'll introduce different characters, and then I'll ask you to make comments about it. Because I'll be very curious about some of these things because I was not aware of some of these people.
Sure.
So, but let's look at this cover, Mike, because I got to tell you, I hate this cover. Holy hell, do I?
I don't hate it. I mean, all it is for those listeners at home is it's the text of the title, which is History of the DC Universe. But in every letter, there's a picture from the comic. I don't mind it. What's wrong with it?
So it's very difficult to read because all the images in the letters are all colored different, and like the choices they make. Let's look at the top there, Michael. History, all right? So we got history. We got Superman in the H.
Yes.
We got Uncle Sam in the I, which is, I don't know. Then we got a monkey in the S. I like that. That's my favorite letter.
Of course.
That's my favorite letter in the cover. Then in the T, we have a little spaceship in the top T part, and then the rest of it's all blue, like sky.
That's Superman's ship.
Yeah, so that really stands out, and it kind of doesn't match any of the other letters just because of the coloring, like all the blue.
Good point.
Then we got someone in the O who I have no idea who that is.
That's Amazing Man.
Yeah. Don't know about that. And then we have someone else I don't know who it is in R.
The Demon.
And then we just have gas and smoke.
I don't know what that is. Green Flame, I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, it's like, what are they doing? They're half-assing this. And, all right, so now in the second row we have of. Hey, look, it's Our Man, and he gets 2 letters.
Yeah, well.
They're smaller letters. So you get Our Man in there. See, that looks pretty good there because it's just one image through 2 letters. It's easier to read and to recognize.
Sure.
Then we have the, which is a swamp thing, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, swamp thing. And it's colored like orange and yellow at the bottom, and it fades up to a darker orange.
Right.
And he's walking through the swamp. And now let's jump ahead real quick here, though, Michael, to the end of the universe part, the S. It's colored the exact same as Swamp Man. Why?
Because it's from a different part of the book that happens to be the same color, that's all.
But you're designing a cover. You know, you can pick anything you want. So you're saying
they should have put that underneath the swamp thing?
No, they shouldn't have that color again.
Oh, come on.
It's too distinctive in the swamp thing, and then to do it again in the S, it's ridiculous.
What are you, a graphic designer? Come on.
Yes, but it has the same gradient of yellow up to orange. You have all the history of DC Comics to pick from, and you pick the same color twice. It's ridiculous.
Debatable.
Nah. Then DC, so of the DC's very small. It's still small letters, which seems weird. You think
Black
you would want that to be... Yeah, I have no idea who that guy is. But you think you'd want DC to be more prominent. Then you have history. Okay, see, this one looks good. As much as I hate Batman, in the U, you have Batman.
Okay.
And the reason why this one looks good is because the background's like a solid red behind him, and it's easier to read. You know, It's like, oh, yeah, look at that. It's Batman in a U. And then next to him, what is that?
That's Jonah Hex riding a horse.
Oh, Jonah Hex. He's very prominent. Let's put him on a cover. He's super good. Then we have, who's this guy here?
I actually don't know who that is. Some guy holding a sword.
Exactly
some character I don't know. Yeah.
And then this is weird, too, because we get the V and the E. It almost looks like it's the same image.
But it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Because, again, the coloring. And it's like...
okay, I'll give you that one. That's 1 point for Mike Dell. Yeah, because I think that's like the Wanderers or some weird obscure DC space character, and then that's Hawkman, obviously. But yeah, they're too close together, and they kind of match. You're right.
Yeah, it almost looks like that's Hawkman's hand, and it's terrible.
Right.
And R, I don't know. Oh, is that a Teen Titan in the background?
Yeah, that's Coriander. Yep. Starfire.
Yeah, Starfire. That's how I know her. Then we already mentioned the S, and then E is that Dick Tracy?
That's Dr. Occult, I think. Yeah.
So no Wonder Woman. Fuck her. Don't put her in there.
That's a good point. Why isn't she there? That is
no
weird.
No Green Lantern.
Yeah, good point.
This cover's terrible.
I wouldn't say it's terrible. I'd say
it's terrible.
It could use some work. It's a 7 out of 10. There you go.
And put a minus sign in front of that.
There you
go. This is awful. All right, so book 2. Now, we should say the background is also like a solid dark blue. I think book 1, was it like a reddish or a red behind
Yes,
it?
and we should also point out that book 1 has some of the same images in the letters, but some are different.
I know.
Right?
So it's like, what are you doing?
They have Dark Side, Uncle. Some of them are different. It doesn't matter who. But yeah, some of them are different. Only a few of them.
These are terrible covers.
I love them.
Covers. All right. So the definitive saga of the history of the DC Universe. The breathtaking heroes, the climactic events, the exotic locales, from the dawn of time to the far-flung future.
That's right.
And that's like on the interior, like a little box.
Right.
With some planets and space around it. Then history of the DC Universe, the credits here. We mentioned Marv Wolfman, George Perez. The inker Karl Kesel.
Right.
Are you familiar with his work?
Yes, this is one of his earliest works, but he ended up becoming, I think, a penciler and a writer, and I think he did the Superboy series in the 90s, and then he did Daredevil after Ann Nocenti left, as far as I know. Around there, yeah.
Because wasn't Al Williamson doing that around there, too?
Well, I think there was maybe someone in between, and then he took it over.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we have Bill Ray, Tom Ziuko, and Bob LaRose, 3 colorists. Mm-hmm. This is quite the book. And then Mike Gold is the editor. I don't know him either. Right. Then we see a picture of a monitor listening to a radio or something. I don't know. What is she doing? Jeez.
You mean Harbinger?
Oh, yeah. What did I call her? Monitor. Yeah.
I think that's the recording device she uses, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. But it looks like a transistor radio.
Right.
1985. So, all right, Michael. Then we get a bunch of text. In the beginning, there was but one universe. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, this is mistake number 1, right? This is the history of
I think we're up to mistake like number 12, but all right, yeah.
This is the history of the DC universe, but they're already referencing the pre-Crisis universe where there was a multiverse. So already the reader's confused, right? They should have just dropped all this and just told this story with a fresh start and ignored the pre-Crisis history, but they didn't, so whatever.
But it's basically Harbinger's our narrator here, and she's saying, Hey, my name is Harbinger, and I am honor-bound to record all that has happened and all that will occur.
Right. We see a picture of, like, the universe kind of forming or whatever, planets and rocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the next page, and, okay, so there is an attempt at kind of a theme in this book where she tries to ask the question, what makes a hero,
Yes.
And all over and over again. And she kind of hints at it here. She says, throughout history there have been those men and women who have altered the face of the world, sometimes by deeds, sometimes by their presence, blah, blah, blah. So that's the premise for why she's talking about who she's talking about. And then she's like, this then is the history of the universe. She doesn't mention DC because that's the name of the company, right? So she's not going to say that. Yeah. So, again, we're picking up in part 2, so we start off with her talking about America entering World War II. And on this page, we are shown some very funky images of Judo Master, Tiger, let's see, who do we got here? And then a character named Tsunami, and a character named Neptune Perkins, and then I think these are just...
Neptune Perkins. Awesome. Were you aware of any of these people?
Is the Pope Argentinian? Come on. I knew all these characters, and let me just tell you, I love them all. Like, I'm not a huge fan of, I don't even know who Tiger is, but Judo Master's cool. I believe he's from Charlton. Okay, let me just tell you, Mike Dell, let me fill you in a little secret. Tsunami is one of my favorite D-list characters. Like, that name, that costume.
Which one is Tsunami?
Tsunami is the Japanese girl that's swimming through the water with, like, the white and green, like, scales. Like,
okay.
Great all costume. Right. Neptune Perkins, cool name. Cool name. I like his name. And he's like a classic 40s DC character. Similar to Aquaman.
Namor kind of guy.
Yeah. Similar. And then these soldiers, they're not named. I'm not sure who they are, but I think we'll find out. And
but it looks like one of them's wearing like something special on his chest. So
yeah, so I don't know if it's the losers or who it is, but and also we should point out that George Perez is, he's designing the page so that Judo Master has like a sun design on his chest, and all the rays of the sun are shining out and kind of creating like panel borders for the rest of the characters to be in. And I think it's awesome.
Yeah, like is that his costume, the Japanese like rising sun situation?
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Judo Master.
Right. So now probably my favorite in the book, the next page here, we get the wars fought on many continents. And, America to battle subterfuge with enemy agents. The Guardian
Yes.
And the Newsboy Legion.
That's right.
Is this a legit thing, the Newsboy Legion?
Jack Kirby creation. Come on.
Oh, did we talk about this before at some point? Like, what what was that book? Remember, there was a series of books. It may have been that that DC title where they would talk that one with Dr. Fate. DC, we did a DC special or whatever.
Oh yes, that it was probably a reprint. Yeah, you're right. There might have been one. Yeah.
But I think it was like a 12-issue thing or whatever. I don't know how long it ran, but it was like something like that. And each issue they did a different thing. And I think I do recall Jack Kirby doing like. Oh,
you mean the challenge, the DC challenge? Was that it?
No.
I don't remember.
We'll look it up after this.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
but now that you mention that, I do recall Jack Kirby did some story like, yeah, okay.
So yeah, the Guardian is basically a Captain America-esque character who is from the 40s. He had a shield, and then the Newsboy Legion they were his pals, and they just they were literally newsboys, and they reported on the news and blah blah blah, and that's pretty much it.
Let me ask you this though, Mike, about the Guardian. There, he's got this giant gold shield, but it's kind of shaped like like the bottom of a shovel, kind of.
Okay,
that you dig into the ground. But then at the top, it's got two sections cut out of it.
Yes.
It seems like poor design for a shield. Right?
I guess that'd be kind of his weak spot, wouldn't it?
Yes. You would want everything to be covered. He'd be hiding behind the shield and still get shot in the head. Yeah,
good point. I hadn't thought of that.
But, anyway.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Ghost Tank, right?
Yes.
Ghost Tank is here.
Haunted Tank.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I always say Ghost Tank, and it's Haunted Tank. That's my fault. Yeah. Now, so we see the Ghost, the Haunted Tank, and then, look, it's got a little flag on it. And then it's got a guy on a horse. Like, is that the ghost that haunts the tank?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I've only read one Haunted Tank story, but I think so. Jeb Stewart. Yeah, I think so. I think he's the ghost.
See, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then I think this next one, Project M created monster-like beings to battle in war's most bizarre campaigns. The Creature Commandos?
Yes. We got characters that look like Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula, and Medusa. Isn't that awesome?
Was that a thing?
An actual series, yes.
And then they recorded stunning victories, and they were also famed G.I. Robot and the mysterious Viking Commando.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
G.I. Robot?
Yep.
Who the hell is G.I. Robot?
He's a robot that fought in World War II. Come on.
And the Viking Commando.
Yes. Anything's possible with DC, I tell you. Okay?
I never heard of any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But here, then they're just talking about the ordinary soldiers who proved it does not require special powers to become a hero. So again, Harbinger's trying to figure out, what does it mean to be a hero?
Right.
What does it take to be a hero?
Right.
And, it's the Newsboy Legion again. They're back. Is that them again?
Who, the guys in front of at the bottom of this page? No, I don't know who that is, to be honest.
No, I'm on the next page.
Oh, on the next page? No, that's a different kid gang.
Oh, a lot of kid gangs. These kids have machine guns and grenades and shit.
Yeah, they're not named, are they? I think that's just some other gang. Yeah, no, it doesn't say.
I don't know. Maybe it's them.
I don't think so.
Because if we're reading this in an actual book, it'd be left to right. So if you look at the way the newspaper.
Good point. Yeah,
it's probably it's probably them in their daytime civilian clothes, and then in their wartime outfits.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Not sure about that.
I don't know. But all right, so then we got I don't know who are these other people here. Captain Ulysses Hazard,
right? Mademoiselle Mary.
Who's Mademoiselle Marie?
I don't know. And then some characters I don't know. Oh, I think that's.
Oh, we encountered those guys in the Crisis. I remember seeing that guy with the hat.
Yeah, who is that?
These are more like army dudes.
Right. I don't know if that's Sergeant Rock and Enemy Ace or.
That's not Sergeant Rock.
The second guy from the back. That's not Sergeant Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe the second guy from the back. I was thinking they're all in the same platoon there. Now, maybe this is the losers.
Or no, I think this is Easy Company, but I'm not sure. I don't really know.
But the guy in the front with the hat and the sunglasses.
Yeah, he's someone important, but I just don't know who.
Yeah, I know I've seen him before.
And then you see the guy with the sword. He's another guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so the war ends. Now we jump ahead.
And now we see, the Law's Legionnaires, also called the Seven Soldiers of Victory.
I never heard of them either. I never
really.
Heard of them.
See, what this was there was the Justice Society, right? Then they had all the leftover characters, so they put them together in a team. And if you look here, the guy on the motorcycle is Vigilante. He's a cowboy riding a motorcycle, of course. Then we have
the motorcycle wheels are like covered, so it kind of looks like a car a little bit.
It's like a Art Deco kind of motorcycle. And then we've got, I think that's Wing, who's the Crimson Avengers partner, and then we have Stripesy being held by the Nebula Man. Then we have
wait. Okay, slow down. Who the fuck is Stripesy?
Stripesy, well, he is the partner of the Star Spangled Kid, who happens to be on the top of the rock. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the Star Spangled Kid. And then the dude on the flying horse, you said that was Wing, the flying horse?
No, that's Shining Knight.
Shining Knight. Because we encountered him in that All-Star Squadron book we read.
These guys are all in All-Star Squadron, yes.
And who's the guy in the yellow down the bottom left there?
That's
Wing.
Wing.
That's Wing.
That's Crimson Avengers' Asian partner.
Okay, I'm guessing that probably wasn't racist at all. And what's the horse's name?
Oh, Shining. I don't remember his name, to be honest.
Jimmy?
I don't think so. No.
But we should mention in book 1 of the history of the DC Universe, they do talk about the All-Star Squadron.
Yes, that's true.
So, yeah, we missed them. Because I was wondering where they were, and we missed them by a couple pages. At the bottom there, is that...
that's Crimson Avenger at the bottom of the page. See him?
Okay. Yeah. And then we get a big shot of Black Canary, the original Black Canary. Yep. And then her faithful sidekick, Mary, Merry, Mary, Girl of 1,000 Gimmicks.
Yes, awesome name.
So she was either a professional wrestler or a very good hooker. What is that? Like, what is... I never heard of this person before in my life.
I think she just does magic tricks or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
But she's not She's not Black Canary's partner. She's just there. She just happens to be on the same.
Oh, I thought they were buddies or something.
No.
Because it's like both women would later have crime-fighting children of their own, as out of necessity the tradition would continue. So Black Canary's daughter eventually became Black Canary, right?
Right. As far as Mary, I don't know who her daughter is, to be honest.
Her daughter became the Girl of 1001 Gimmicks.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, she has short red hair, like a domino mask like Robin, a red cape, almost like a white nurse's outfit with blue leggings. See,
again, back in those days, a lot of superheroes did not have powers. Remember? They just had little tricks. Like they had a good left hook, or, they would, again, they'd have literally just 1,000 gimmicks, but no actual powers, right?
We got to find a book with Mary, Girl of 1,000 Gimmicks.
Yep.
She's way before the 70s, though, huh? We're not going to be able to read
unfortunately, unless we can find a reprint.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so then the 1940s began with the birth of the superhero and ended with their slide into obscurity.
Yeah, so this is a reference to a story where they tried to explain why Justice Society was canceled in the 50s by saying that the House Un-American Activities Committee basically told them, you guys either have to unmask yourselves and tell us your real identities, or do you have to disband? And so they chose to disband. And that's why you see them all like with the long shadows, right? With their heads down. Because this is where they broke up, supposedly, in the continuity.
Couldn't they have guessed who Black Canary was by looking at her? And,
well, I mean, her only disguise was a wig. So, yeah, Flash just had a hat. So, yeah, you're right.
Even the other Green Lantern just has that little mask on. You can probably figure it out.
Also,
Captain Midnight, or is it Dr. Midnight? I always forget. Is it Captain or Doctor?
Dr. Midnight, yeah.
Dr. Midnight. And then that's the Atom? Right
that's the Atom, yep.
Yep. And then Hawkman.
Hawkman and Green Lantern,
all right.
And so without the page...
without the world's greatest heroes fighting to preserve freedom, the government created its own warriors, Task Force X.
Yes.
Is that a thing that you're aware of?
Well, of course, they eventually become Suicide Squad. It's a different name for Suicide Squad. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is all making sense.
Yep.
Thanks to you and Harbinger.
There you go.
Yeah.
And see, everything's cohesive. Everything fits together, right? And so then let's go to the next page. Oh, then we get a little flash, like a little, what's this called here? Foreshadowing of what's to come. We see Superman's rocket ship flying through space and crashing in a farm in Kansas, or in Smallville, I guess. And then we see Ma and Pa Kent in their red truck seeing it. It's a great shot. I love that. We should point out these are not typical comic book colors. This is almost like watercolors, eh? Like the space part of this, it's great.
Yeah, we should say, like, each page, it's kind of like there's a background image, a large background image, and then there'll be little panels or pictures on top of it in different designs and stuff. So, yeah, the pages are all very well designed and drawn by George Perez.
Right. And then right next to that, we have the beginning of the origin of Aquaman, where we find out about his father, Tom Curry, and the girl from Atlantis that he met, and then we see a little picture of baby Aquaman swimming.
Yeah, because he put a baby in her.
Yep. And then at the bottom of this page, we see the silhouette of the skyline of Gotham, and we see a streetlight lighting up Bruce Wayne sitting at amongst the dead bodies of his parents as a criminal, which is Joe Chill, runs away after having just killed them. So.
Then next, we get the Phantom Stranger.
Yeah. Remember him?
Yeah, I do remember this guy. He's a creep, right?
I love him. Great character.
He hides around, looks in people's windows at night
right.
and stuff.
It's cool because even, what's her name, Harbinger points out, not even the monitors, sophisticated computers have been able to analyze this Phantom Stranger. So they don't know anything about him, which is really cool.
I suppose.
I think so. He's a mystery. I like mysterious characters. And then we cut to the next page, and I'm sure you've heard of these guys, right? Captain Comet, you've heard of him.
I have never heard of Captain Comet.
Come on.
But I like the fact that, I'll save it for later.
Okay. And then we have the intro of Martian Manhunter. Cool shot there of, I don't remember the scientist's name that discovers him, but I love that shot of the guy, the scientist at the bottom with those little dial knobs and buttons and dials. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
and then on the next page, we got the origin of Wonder Woman, right? Being made from the clay and coming up and being held by her mother. It's great. And then Paradise Island in the background.
Yeah, it's weird because you touch on Wonder Woman here as a baby, but then we don't see her as Wonder Woman until later on in the book. They have a big page of Wonder Woman.
I will explain that. Do you want me to explain it now or later?
Go ahead, go for it.
Okay, sure. So when they rebooted the DC universe, they effed up everything, and what they did was they decided to start Superman from scratch. And John Byrne wanted to start Superman's career now, but they wouldn't let him. So they let him do 6 issues of Superman in the past, and then Superman #1 began in present day 1986, but Superman had already been Superman for a few years, okay? Batman, they didn't really revise anything, and so all of Batman's old stories were pretty much intact. With Wonder Woman, they kind of took it one extra step and said she only came to man's world today in 1987, which means Batman and Superman have been around for 5 years or so, but Wonder Woman's career started now. So that's why she's later in the book. Now, the problem with that is that they kept the Justice League history intact, right? Which meant whenever they'd reference an old Justice League story, they would have to draw in Black Canary instead of Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman was not there. It was so stupid. Because, you've got different writers and editors who are all disagreeing, and so they didn't have a coherent, plan. And so it was just a big mess.
God bless DC.
Yep.
All right, so then we get in Egypt with Professor Dan Garrett. We know who that is because we did an issue of his here on the show. Right. The Blue Beetle.
The original.
Yeah, the original. Now, this next one, Micah, I want to talk to you about this one. In America, a lost and lonely woman was chosen by an interdimensional demon known as Trigon to become his mate and the mother of his child, with whom he would conquer our dimension. So we see a naked woman in bed weeping, and there's a demon over top of her celebrating, like, "Yeah, I just raped this lady." And what's going on there, Michael?
That is a Teen Titans character. I believe that's supposed to be Night Raven's mother, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So technically...
Yeah, okay.
I was going to say, in the overall scheme of things, not very important, but because Marv and George are doing this book, they stuck her in there, right?
Yeah, because I was wondering what the backstory is, but so that's... Is her name Night Raven or just Raven?
It's a good question. Is it... Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Raven.
Yeah,
ooh, we just lost like 200 listeners.
Knowing more about DC than you.
Yeah.
About that. And then we see another girl, little girl clinging to a raft in the ocean, and because I guess her family died or whatever. But that's Harbinger. She's rescued by Monitor.
Yes.
Plucked her out of the sea.
Yep.
This is similar to Thanos rescuing Moondragon. Remember that?
Yeah, you could say that.
Like Moondragon wasn't at sea, but her parents died, and wasn't it Thanos? Am I remembering this properly? Or it wasn't Thanos? No. Thanos didn't adopt her. The guy that Thanos conquered adopted her, right?
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know if the comics are from the movie. Honestly, I didn't get that much into it. I don't know.
But I know we talked about it here on the show. But yeah, I think it was her dad was some alien guy who the king of Titan or whatever. And he saved Moondragon, and then Thanos, conquered Titan and like killed her dad, and then I think that's how it all happened.
And Thanos took her, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so then we have Superman, a big picture of Superman.
We've all heard of him. Yep.
Yeah, everyone knows of that guy.
It's a nice shot.
around.
It's a nice classic shot. I like it. I like the buildings. I like everything.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Exactly.
Then we get a big shot of Batman.
Yes.
It's another good one. I like how Batman he's gray with the classic yellow symbol on his chest with the bat inside the yellow, and then we have a black cape and gloves and boots and everything.
Good point.
Really
it's not blue. It's black, right? Which is much better.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good
and
look.
also, I don't know if you noticed this, but the inks I think are deliberately messier. I think it's meant to look like Klaus Janson, or like
it
Frank
very
Miller
much looks like Klaus Janson. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely on purpose. Interesting.
And then there's a little Robin there hanging out in the bottom.
It's a good page, yeah. Like basically, Batman, it's like he's got his cape out, and inside the cape is an image of Gotham with Batman swinging by the moon, and then behind Batman is this kind of red bat symbol. It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah. And then the next page we got the Flash running around.
It's great. Oh.
Like a little monkey running. And then we got... go ahead.
I was just going to say quickly, I must point out that George Perez was very conscious of the order that he listed these characters, because these 4 characters are the ones that were rebooted in the 50s with new identities and new costumes.
Okay.
And only these 4: Flash, Green Lantern, Atom, and Hawkman. Whereas the rest of the Justice Society was not brought back, like Dr. Fate, Spectre. They were never rebooted for the Silver Age. So that's why these 4 are grouped together. So it's really cool.
Yeah, so then we got Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, the Atom, like you mentioned, Ray Palmer, and Cater Hall.
Cater, I call him Cater. Isn't it Cater? Cater Hall.
I have no idea.
Cater Hall, yeah.
Cater Hall and his wife, Shiera.
Yeah. Yep.
And all
Shiera
good pictures.
Thal.
Yeah, Hawkman and Hawk Lady. And then we got Aquaman.
Yes.
Woohoo. Mike L's favorite.
Yep.
Aquaman.
And then this is where it gets a little bit messy for my taste, where now we start mixing in Charlton characters. So now we have Captain Atom.
Never heard of this guy. Because it's Captain Nathaniel Atom. But Captain Atom, A-T-O-M. Right. His name is A-D-A-M. Because you could refer to him as Captain Atom and Captain Atom.
Not much of a secret identity, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we have Green Arrow in his original costume.
Then we get another Blue Beetle. What the hell?
Yes, this is the second Blue Beetle, Ted Kord.
Oh, that's right.
You know about him, don't you?
Yeah, we know about this.
Yeah, we reviewed him. Anyway. And then, now we get into the science fiction-y stuff. We've got the Guardians of the Universe. See, Marvel has the Guardians of the Galaxy, DC has the Guardians of the Universe, you know?
Well, the Guardians of the Galaxy are pretty cool. These Guardians of the Universe, just like little blue dudes in red robes.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, I guess.
They created the Green Lantern Corps. And then we also, and then the other side of the page, we have the Citadel Empire, and that's Starfire as a young kid. She, back when she was, in her real name is Coriander. Then at the bottom of the page, we have the Challengers of the Unknown. And also Cave Carson. Look at these names, Cave Carson. And then on the other side, we see Dolphin.
Dolphin is actually a legit hero?
Oh, yes. Her whole thing is that she's a voluptuous, beautiful girl who swims around and distracts people with her beauty, I think. I never read a story with her, but every time she's drawn, she looks like that.
Yeah, it looks like she's wearing really short cut-off Daisy Duke jeans.
Yes. Interesting choice of
That seems exactly what
costume.
someone who swims a lot would wear.
Right. And then in the middle of the page, swimming or flying through everybody is Adam Strange.
I wrote an Adam Strange column for the Comic Book Syndicate for Flea Market Fantasy.
Ah, yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Classic pre-podcast Flea Market Fantasy.
That's right. Next we have Silver Age heroes, the All-Stars, and the Justice Society. These young heroes took the name of the Justice League of America. Yeah, so unlike those other two, this is the Justice League of America. We got Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, Flash, Batman. Now we got Batman in the blue instead of the black.
That's right. Good point.
Who made that decision to switch it blue?
Well, I have no idea. But, I mean, I think it's funny because back in those days, they were very protective of the looks of each character. So they kept Batman with the blue for 20 years after this, or maybe 15. And they finally made him black and gray, I think, in the late 90s, as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on the blue and gray kind of, but I think the black is a better look.
Absolutely.
Green Lantern's in there again, Atom, Hawkman, Green Arrow. Then we get like Robin and is that Wonder Girl? Is that her name?
And then Aqualad and Kid Flash. That's the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And at the bottom, we got a cool shot of Will Magus creating the Metal Men. I love that shot.
Never heard of the Metal Men in my
Come
life.
on, really?
They just a bunch of robots?
Yeah, I thought we reviewed Metal Men, didn't we?
No.
Maybe
No,
not.
but I hate saying that because now I just gave Mike L an idea.
There you go.
So he's going to make a note. Fuck.
Oh, look at this next page. This is like overwhelming for me as a DC fan. If you start at the top right, we have Dial H for Hero. We have, what's his name?
Wait. We're skipping a bunch of stuff here, Mike,
what?
aren't we?
No. If I'm talking about the top right of the next page. Where are you?
I thought I was at the top right of the next page. Oh, wait, so that is that dude with the glasses, that's Dial H for Hero?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's finding the little... The
he's
telephone
finding that little
thing.
thing to dial. Yeah, that's Dial H for Hero.
Okay.
And then on the left of him is Buona Beast.
So wait a minute. Dial H for Hero. They find like an old... it's like in a cave, an old relic of a rotary phone.
I don't remember. To be honest, I've never read it. But yeah, the guy's name's Robbie Reed, and he literally dials H for Hero. As far as I know, yeah.
Because the picture shows him like squatting in a cave, like picking up this rotary dial thing, and it's like, oh wow, all right, I'll put this on a phone. I think it's
just something he found, yeah.
All right, okay. So then, if we go to the left, Michael, who's that?
That is Ultra, the multi-alien. He's a guy who's composed of 4 different aliens. Like each quarter of his body is a different alien. It's awesome.
Wait. So we see. So that's the guy in the jungle setting.
No, that's Buona Beast.
Oh, Buona Beast, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because then in the next one, it looks like, okay, I can believe that guy's the multi-alien guy. Because we see half his face is blue with the pointy ear, and the other half is green, like moss furry with the long hair. Buona Beast, is that kind of like their Kazar?
No, he's more like Animal Man. But I don't remember exactly how his powers work, but I think he's similar to Animal Man.
And then we have Oh, I'm sorry. Then we have like the neck of Elongated Man. Is that
That's
him?
right. Yeah, Elongated Man.
And then Zatanna.
And then behind her is Zatara, who
is that her dad?
That's her dad. He first appeared in Action Comics #1, so he's just as old as Superman.
I'm a big fan of the fishnets, though. So we got Black Canary and Zatanna and fishnets.
Yeah.
And then who's the green fella behind Zatanna's legs?
That would be Ragman.
Oh, Ragman.
Yes.
I've heard of him.
The only Jewish DC superhero.
Really?
Yep, as far as I know.
What's that? Then we have some dude.
Peter Cannon Thunderbolt.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's the inspiration for Ozymandias in Watchmen. I think he's just one of those guys who's really strong, really smart, that kind of thing.
Really? Because he looks like a nerd. He's like a curly-haired, yellow-haired dude with a domino mask.
And then he's got bare legs. Yeah, I know, but who knows, right? Standards were different back then.
Because then we have, we got the lady swimming underwater again, but it's not Dolphin. This is Aquaman's lady?
That is Mera, yes, who is now played by Amber Heard.
Yeah, I hear she's a really well-adjusted young woman. Amber
exactly.
Heard.
You're right. Perfect to play this part, yeah.
Yeah. But then we got Metamorpho.
Yes.
Who, look, he has was this the thing at DC? They like to split the costumes in half because he's orange and purple, Just like that nerdy blonde-haired kid up above is blue and purple split.
Just like Ultra the Multi-Alien. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. Weird. Huh.
I like Metamorpho, though. He's a fella who can like change his body into like any kind of chemical or element, right?
Right. Very cool. Yes.
All right. So then, Mike L. The next we got the question, right?
Yeah. See more Charlton characters. Yep. The question. Great shot there.
We just reviewed his book here in Flea Market Fantasy not too long ago.
That's right. My pick.
Are you sure? I thought I picked it. Wait, no, it was your pick.
That
was your pick.
Definitely me.
Who is that next guy? He looks like Doctor Strange a bit.
That's Prince Ramen.
Does he make those noodles?
I believe so. That's his power, yes.
Good for him. And who's the guy next to him with the big face?
Eclipso.
Oh, yeah, because there's an eclipse happening.
They got really creative with his secret identity. His name is Bruce Gordon.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Were they even trying over at DC? Were they even?
Well, very cool powers, but yeah, his secret identity, not so much.
Now, next we have Dead Man, who I enjoyed the Dead Man a lot until I found out that he's wearing a mask. And his name is...
Boston Brand?
Yeah, Boston Brand. Like, I want him to always be like a ghoul like that. Like, I don't want him...
They did a version of Dead Man in the 90s where he actually was just a skeleton with like a red costume.
Okay,
so maybe
I like that.
Check that out, yeah.
All right, I like that. Who are these other jokers on this page?
Behind him is... I think that's the guy on the cover that I didn't recognize. I don't know his name. They still don't say it. That's so weird.
There's also a lady in the background there, if you notice. Like in the green in the way it's colored, there's a lady's face behind him.
That's true. She must be listed in here. See, because underneath Dead Man is Animal Man. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out... Oh,
okay, Animal Man. Yeah, I didn't recognize that guy.
And then at the bottom is Son of Vulcan, and then next to him is the Creeper. So the question is, who is the woman and who's that guy? I have no idea. It's so weird.
Johnny Man, the Son of Vulcan?
No, Son of Vulcan is like the Roman gladiator guy at the bottom.
Okay.
Weird. They just don't name them.
He has to be mentioned somewhere, right? To the supernatural wizard called... No, that's Prince Ramen, the guy who made the noodles. Yeah, they don't mention him.
No, they don't mention them. Weird.
The Creeper. I'm actually aware of the Creeper because I had an old comic book with Aquaman and the Creeper. It was like a split book. And the Creeper is just this weird-looking dude. Yellow and... like a yellow costume, red boots and gloves, and like fur, and like a big... I don't know, like a lion's mane around him and red hair or whatever.
Right.
And then his body is like yellow, and he has green hair. And he looks like a creep.
Right.
That's what I call the Creeper.
He's always smiling, yeah. And he's got like underwear that are green and black striped.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like stripey.
Right.
What's that guy's name? Stripey?
Stripesy? There's Stripesy, yeah. Come on.
Stripesy. All right. The next page, King Faraday and Sarge Steele.
Yeah.
Who are these guys?
I think Sarge Steele, I think he is Charlton. I could be wrong, though.
Rick Flag Jr., that's familiar. Who's Rick Flag Jr.?
Well, he runs Suicide Squad.
That's right.
Yep.
All right.
And then at the bottom, we see the girl is Mockingbird, and the team is the Secret Six.
Wait a minute. They have a Mockingbird?
Yeah, they have their own Mockingbird. Isn't that funny?
A blonde, like, spy lady called Mockingbird?
And it's funny because I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I've been reading comics like 40 years. Not until today did I realize that DC and Marvel both have a Mockingbird, even though I've read stories with both of them. I just never noticed it, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. And they worked for a group called the Secret Six?
Well, she runs the Secret Six.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
All right, we're learning a lot here. All right, next we have Doom Patrol.
Yes, the original Doom Patrol, who all died, of course.
See, I wasn't aware of that.
Yep, they all died, and then they all came back, except Elastigirl was the only one to stay dead.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know anything about Doom Patrol, but I like the look of the one guy because he's always wrapped in bandages.
Negative Man, very cool character, yes.
Why is he wrapped in bandages?
Because he has a kind of like energy being...
Psoriasis? A lot of psoriasis?
Inside of him, no, that comes out. Like, I think it's like a radioactive energy being inside of him. And like he basically sends this being, whenever he wants to like fight a bad guy, the being comes out of him and like flies around and like does stuff and then goes back into his body.
So the only way to contain the being is with ace bandages?
Exactly.
All right, that seems weird. All right, next, after Doom Patrol, who do we got? Oh, there's Harbinger again at the bottom there.
Yep, chatting it up with Monitor. And then on the next page, here we go, the new gods.
All your Jack Kirby stuff.
Yes. We got Orion, we got the Forever People, we got Mr. Miracle, Calabac. It's great stuff here.
All right, in the foreground, Mike, we get two guys like fighting each other. One dude in red and blue.
Yeah,
that's, the metal helmet.
That's Orion, yep.
See, I didn't know that was Orion.
Yep.
All right. And what's his deal?
He is the son of Darkseid who was traded from Darkseid to the Highfather and raised by the Highfather.
Like, for draft picks?
Kind of. Well, basically, that's where George Lucas got the idea for Luke Skywalker being raised by Obi-Wan Kenobi. But we don't want to accuse George of anything. But
all right.
Yeah, and I mean the fact that the bad guy's name is literally Darkseid. I mean, come on, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the dark side of the Force. There you go.
And of course, Darkseid, Thanos. They just ripped off. Thanos kind of ripped off Darkseid there.
Totally.
Because that's Jim Starlin, right? And
yes.
He's like, I like Darkseid. I'm just going to make my own Darkseid.
Right.
I made Thanos. All right, who's the guy he's fighting? He looks like he's got a lot of hair.
That's Calabac.
Calabac. All right.
Calabac. Yeah, that's Orion's kind of like stepbrother. Also the son of Darkseid. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, you mentioned Mr. Miracle. I recognize that fella.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of stuff going on in the background. This is all Jack Kirby's, like, what did they, New Gods, but what did they also call it?
The whole concept is the fourth world.
The fourth world, yeah.
Now, do you remember how when we reviewed Masters of the Universe, I said that Zodak was like Metron?
Zodak was like Metron?
Yeah, the guy flying on the chair.
Oh, yeah, because I do see a guy in the background there flying
Metron.
like a chair.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's wearing blue.
Right.
And,
cool, eh?
All right, I see that.
And, then we see New Genesis and Supertown. It's great.
Then down below, we see their Brainiac there and his little ship. The tentacles.
Yes. Well, that's the next page. Yeah. Oh, it's great. I love that shot.
Did he always have that little ship flying around?
No, that was only introduced in like 1983.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I just became aware of that ship recently.
Well, see, what's also interesting is that this is 1986, and they didn't realize that John Byrne and Marv Wolfman were going to reboot Brainiac, and he didn't look like this. So even though he eventually got this ship, when Brainiac was first introduced, he was just this regular circus freak guy who eventually became the green skin Brainiac. So yeah, this is kind of like in between continuity, you know?
They should have released another series of books to explain the Brainiac continuity.
Yes.
Yeah. Next, we have on Earth the remains of Cliff Steele, Robot Man of Doom Patrol.
Yes, very cool shot.
They were discovered by scientist Will Magnus. Robot Man was rebuilt, then teamed with Tempest, Negative Woman. Is she a relation to Negative Man? Oh, look, she has bandages too.
Yep, same power.
So those interdimensional beings, man, they hate bandages.
Yes.
They just can't get around the bandages. And what is Celsius?
Celsius, yes, very cool.
Oh, she likes to take temperatures of things. And they formed the new Doom Patrol. Yep. Did you prefer the old Doom Patrol or the new Doom Patrol?
The fourth version of Doom Patrol written by Grant Morrison. So
this is we're only up to version 2 with these.
This is version 2. Version 3 is created by Paul Kupperberg and Steve Lytle.
I'm going to guess Celsius wasn't a part of that team, and neither was Tempest because I've never seen or heard of them at all.
I don't remember if they were, but there was a few different members thrown in, and they had kind of like a costume pattern. Like instead of, New Mutants had black and gold.
Yep.
The Doom Patrol, I think, had purple and white or something. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now down below on the left, the Silver Age exploded with new heroes. Mild-mannered Rose Forrest.
Yes.
Unbeknownst even to herself, would become the terrifying Thorn. So she doesn't know that she's Thorn?
She has a dissociative
dissociative disorder. Yeah,
right.
Or whatever, yeah. And then to the right there, he's my favorite, Black Lightning.
Black Lightning, yes, in his original costume. Yep.
Jefferson
Pierce.
And
at the bottom, we have that great shot of Swamp Thing that was used for the cover.
Yeah, this is when Swamp Thing was cool, when he was scientist Alec Holland, who died in a chemical explosion. But then they do ruin it. But his essence was reborn in the form of the sentient man monster.
That's right, Alan Moore style, buddy.
Yeah, see, I didn't read that second part. Yeah. All right, now next, this guy, is this Manhunter?
This is, yes, one of many Manhunters. I think this is Manhunter 3.
He likes to hang out in bars and pick up dudes.
Very well depicted by George Perez. I love the way he's got the gold band around his loose sleeve, and it kind of holds the material together. That's really cool.
Yeah, he's got a weird outfit. It looks like Nightcrawler's costume a little bit, but painted white instead of red. You know?
Yeah, you could say that. It's got the same shoulders. Yeah, big
and
shoulders.
And it's got like ninja stars on the front.
Right.
And yeah, it's a little strange. Next, do you like Manhunter?
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, I've never read any Manhunter. All right, next we have Paul Kirk. Had no answers when first he became the Manhunter. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Are heroes born or can they be made? And then way down below that, I'm reading out of order. Who are the ordinary? We have to celebrate the ordinary people who, so I guess they have policemen, firemen, and private detectives featured.
I don't know if those are actually real characters, but I think that, you see the flying
They have to be, right? These have to be regular,
characters. That might be Human Target or something. I'm not sure.
Like that lady, there's a foxy blonde pointing a gun, and she's wearing a stylish, tailored white suit.
See,
that has to be a character.
That's actually the second version of, what was his name? Thunderbolt, Johnny Thunderbolt. So she... Jeez, what is her name? I'll have to look it up, but she's like the female version.
Wait, when you're saying Johnny Thunderbolt, are we talking about that guy who he was like in a check suit, looked like Jimmy Olsen, and he had that genie that popped out?
Sorry, Johnny Thunder.
Johnny Thunder.
And then the girl is named Johnny Thunder, but it's spelled Jonni. And I'm not sure if it's pronounced differently, if it's Joni, but it's spelled different.
Yeah.
Very cool character. I like.
So obviously these are people, because that guy in the far back, he's chomping on a cigar. He's a snappy dresser. Like that's got to be a guy too, right? Like
it could be Harvey Bullock from Batman. I'm not sure.
Oh, you know what? That's probably is who.
Yeah, I think the guy at the bottom left is the Human Target. I think. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure who the guy in green is or who the other guy is. But
all right, and then we have Peacemaker at the bottom here.
Yep. Nice depiction by George. It's great.
Yeah. Next we have I don't know. Oh, Firestorm. And a lady.
And what's her name? Flamebird.
Flamebird.
Yes.
Wait, you sure it's not Firehawk?
Is that what it says?
Heroes with powers and heroes with thought.
You're right. Where did I get Flamebird from?
I don't know. I like Flamebird better.
Weird.
Yeah, no, Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, the Firehawk. Both with powers that make them demigods. And Travis Morgan, the Warlord.
Yes.
Hey, Travis.
No connection.
So we have two demigods, and then a guy named Travis in his underpants. Hey, Travis. How you doing, buddy?
Well, he's the Warlord. So the comic was called The Warlord, so.
And then we have Jem. Jemm.
Yes, son of Saturn.
Again, I've never heard of this guy. Is he someone you're aware of?
Yes, of course. He had his own miniseries in the mid-'80s, but obviously he didn't last long.
Please don't pick it. Please don't pick it. Please don't pick it. All right, next.
Writing it down.
The Atomic Knight.
Yes. Oh, I love this costume.
It's terrible.
I love it. Again, Art Deco.
He has a shield with has little yellow things over top of it and the bottom of it. I don't know, edges popping out of it. But then the decoration on the shield is like a mushroom cloud.
Right. With an atomic symbol in the middle. It's so cool. I love it. And then
Baron Winters?
Baron Winters, yeah, I don't know who the hell he is. Oh, I guess he founded Night Force. I don't know anything about Night Force, but they were created by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan.
Well, you know where that's going. Yeah, it's about vampires and werewolves and whatnot.
Something like that.
Yeah. All right, Mike, I don't want you to get too excited. Please grab a hold of the chair or something.
Oh, hold on to your seat.
Try to relax.
Amethyst.
That's right.
Princess of Gemworld. Great shot there.
Amethyst. Princess of Gemworld is back in our lives.
That's right. And, once again.
She's jumping through her little portal there to go to Gemworld.
Yep.
I remember we reviewed this book. And
that's right. It was great.
All right, so now here we got past the Bridge of Stone where the lightning lives. It was said to be the land of peace, once called Azarath. So now that's Raven, right?
I think that's Raven, yes.
So her mom, who got, that demon took advantage of there?
Yeah.
So, readers should connect that? We know that that's her mom?
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't really know the story, so I think
All
they're
right.
kind of assuming everyone knows the story, but we don't, obviously, so.
Born of Light. Oh, we got our buddy Halo, this girl. Remember
yes,
Halo?
From Outsiders, of course.
The Outsiders. Is she still a thing? Is she still around in the comic books?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really read many of the new comics, so I don't know.
Then we have the Changing Man.
Shade the Changing Man, yes.
Shade the Changing
Love
Man.
that costume.
What's his deal? He can change?
Yeah, he's got a vest. He's got some kind of vest that helps him change. I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't read many of his comics, so I don't remember.
Hey, Shade, see if you can find some pants that make you change, too, because I don't need to see you running around in your put on some pants, you creep.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Shazam. You think Shazam would have been mentioned way earlier than this?
Yeah, that's another one of those where they pretended that his career started now, so that's why he's so late in the book, you know? Yep. Captain Marvel.
Then we got the team. Oh, yeah. Don't they call him Shazam in the books? They call him Captain Marvel?
Here they still call him Captain Marvel.
Okay. But is that a deal? People call him Shazam?
Now they do. Starting in 2011, DC started calling the superhero Shazam. Before that, he was always Captain Marvel.
So now we get the Teen Titans. Beast Boy.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of them here. I was going to name them all, but I'm not going to be able to name them all. I probably could. There's Raven and Starfire. But Raven's dressed in white now, so...
Yeah, her costume evolved over time.
Is it Kid Flash? Is that what they're calling him these days?
Yes, Kid Flash, yep.
And then the little green arrow guy, is that Quiver? Or what's his name?
Speedy
Quiver. I would have called him Quiver. Cyborg.
Cyborg.
Nightwing, right?
Yes.
And Wonder Girl's looking good there.
Yep, Wonder Girl.
Yeah. That's Jericho there at the bottom, right?
Yes.
Oh, man. I don't know who the girls are around him.
So the girl on the left is Cole, great character, and the girl on the right is Tara.
Okay, I know Tara. Now on the left, looks like some idiot in a white and red outfit.
That's Hawk of Hawk and Dove fame.
Oh, of course.
Come on, of course. Yeah.
So there's Hawk. How come Dove isn't featured?
Because Dove died in Crisis. Unfortunately.
Oh man. Yeah. And then we get Robin over there on the right. Wait a minute, there's a Robin and a Nightwing.
Yeah, I think this Robin is supposed to be Jason Todd, as far as I know.
Then we get an Aqualad again, and is that a girl Aqualad? Oh, Aqua Girl.
Aqua Girl, yeah.
Hey, aren't these the Outsiders?
No, this is the Teen Titans.
No, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead again. I'm very quick.
Oh yeah, no, this is the Outsiders. Yes.
But Halo's not there.
No, Halo's in the back with her second costume.
You mean the white and the black?
Yes.
That's Halo?
Yeah, that's Halo, as far as I know. Yep.
So she went from the most colorful costume ever to the most generic costume.
Yes, yes.
All right, but we got Black Lightning, Katana, Geoforce.
Yep.
I can't remember that redheaded girl's name.
That's Looker.
Oh, that's right, because she's foxy. So let's call her Looker. And then Metamorpho.
Yep.
Metamorpho.
And then I remember this shot of Batman with the Justice League. This is one of the images they put in a preview in Comics Feature magazine that made me perk up and take notice. I'm like, what is this? DC Comics Batman. Oh, what a great shot. I love it. So good. And let me point out, this is Justice League Detroit. This is when they...
I was going to say, because is this who canceled? I'm looking at this team. It's like, who are these people? This is actually the Justice League?
Yes, this is when they fired all the old members and they hired Vixen, Vibe, Zatanna, and Gypsy, and Steele. And then they joined it with Martian Manhunter, Elongated Man, and Batman, and Aquaman, and they became the new Justice League, situated in actual Detroit.
All right, I need some help with these characters. So Gypsy, I guess that's the girl who's just dressed like a gypsy. I can understand that. Which one is Steele?
Steele's the one with the red and blue and the white star.
Okay, his name is Steele.
Yes.
Seems strange. What's his gimmick?
He's a robot. He's made out of metal, or like a cyborg.
Oh.
I think he's made out of metal.
I was going to say he doesn't look like he's made out of metal. He looks like he's flesh. So, or he's a undercover ribbit.
Right.
Then who's the guy running by Aquaman? The dark hair guy.
That's
Vibe. What's his?
Yes.
I've heard this name before. What does he do?
I think he like sends out vibrations or something.
Okay. And then we have a lady who kind of looks like Wolfsbane.
Yes, that is Vixen.
Vixen.
I think she has the power of like animals or something. I can't remember.
All right. Next. Thus far in this narrative, I have centered on the heroes of North America because this is where exists the greatest concentration of heroes. But there are heroes outside the United States, and many banded together to form the Global Guardians.
Yes.
This reminds me of Contest of Champions when Marvel just tried to create all those heroes, like one for each country, because like the Olympics. These are all terrible.
I like them.
They look terrible.
I'll have you know that Green Flame and Ice Maiden went on to join the Justice League and became very popular characters.
I find that hard to believe.
Still around today. They were in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, and they are currently starring in the Human Target comic book. So they've been around for 30 years. Anyway.
Hey, who's that guy? I wish I knew my flags better. Is that the Australian flag in the bottom second one in from the left? He looks like a beast of some sort,
that
bear.
would be Tasmanian Devil. So I'm not sure if he's supposed to be from Australia or Tasmania. I don't know.
Well, I guess
Tasmania's an island in Australia, right? Yeah.
Part of Australia. So that's the Australian flag. So because then there's also, I guess, is that the New Zealand flag next, like two over?
Well, at the bottom they have their names. Tuatara. I'm not sure. I guess the New Zealand flag's pretty freaking close to the Australian flag, eh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm guessing that's what that is. But all right, yeah, that's they all look pretty terrible. But the Tasmanian Devil guy looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's cool. I like. I don't know. I like all these characters. From Britain, we have Godiva. She's cool. I like Rising Sun.
We also get another one from the United States.
Where?
Owl Woman.
Where do you see her?
I see an American flag.
What number?
9.
Oh, 9. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, you're right. That is an American flag.
So it's kind of weird that they make this distinction about not being from North America, and then they show an Owl Woman.
That's a good point. I'll have to look her up.
Yeah,
maybe she's supposed to be Native American?
I think she's Native American by the costume design. Yeah.
Let's see.
All right.
Owl.
Wait. This is the part of the show where we Google things. Michael's
Winona Littlebird. Yes, she is Native American.
All right, Winona Littlebird.
Cool. See, I like these characters. Representation.
Then on the next page, we got the Blue Devil. We've never really talked. We talked about him briefly, I think, when we were discussing Blue Beetle, because I said, "Hey, is he close to the Blue Devil?"
Be careful what you wish for.
I know. The Vigilante Airwave.
Oh, I love the Airwave. What a cool costume. Oh.
Power Girl. Hey, this is Power Girl without the boob window. She just has a costume that shows off her
That's
bosom.
a good point. I think for a while they got rid of the boob window.
Yeah. Black Orchid.
Great costume. Yep. Red Tornado.
Hey, Red Tornado. See, I thought he was just wasn't he in the was he in the Justice League cartoon?
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Yeah. Cuz that's where I encountered him, I think.
Hey, he was in the like the Super Friends, the Superpowers, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a toy of him and all that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I said Justice League. Like the old school ones.
Right.
Then we get the Monitor, the Anti-Monitor. What else here? The big fight against the Anti-Monitor.
Yep.
Look
at that.
What's
shot is amazing. From Crisis?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's all right. Lantern Corps, right? The old...
Oh, the Green Lantern Corps, yeah, great shot.
Who's that little guy in the front? What is that thing? It looks like it's not Rocket Rock.
Oh, you mean Chip.
Oh, Chip.
Yep.
What is Chip?
He's kind of like a chipmunk from, an alien race of chipmunks. Yep.
And apparently they wear bow ties and suspenders.
Absolutely.
Right.
They're well dressed. And then we've got Lady Quark from Earth 5, I think. Lady Quark, yeah. And then we got Pariah.
Don't know any of these people.
Yeah, they're from Crisis. Then we've got the second Wildcat, Yolanda
Montez.
Montez, yep.
I never knew there was a first Wildcat, so...
Yeah. Come on. He was in the Justice Society. Then we've got the second Dr. Light. We've got our pal Booster Gold. Remember him?
Booster Gold, yeah.
Yep.
Next page.
Yep.
Hey, they didn't talk about any of the villains, you know?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a really good point, yeah.
Well, I guess they're trying to find what makes a hero.
Uh-huh.
So they're not really concerned with the villains.
And then the next page, we're introduced to the Omega Men. And who else here? The Green Man, I think is his name.
The Green Man.
Yeah, something about the Spider Guild here. These are all characters I don't really know much about. But yeah, they talk about a bunch of stuff I don't know anything about. It's cool art, though, showing space and all that stuff. Then we cut to the next page and we see, this is where they tried to write the Justice League out of continuity. They say that they were stuck in Valhalla fighting this, monster basically forever. So they disappeared for like 5 years, then they just came back.
Oh, you mean Justice Society?
Yeah, Justice Society, sorry.
Yeah. They're fighting some big flame monster deal.
Right. And then at the bottom we see the children of the Justice Society, which is Infinity Incorporated.
Oh, here we get some villains. We get Darkseid at least. Big face of Darkseid.
Yeah.
And the Phantom Stranger.
And Phantom Stranger, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird. This page is kind of odd. Like, I don't know why this is where it is, but anyway.
Yeah, what she's saying, great heroes and terrible villains, the stuff of legends. I would have liked one big giant page of nothing but villains.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Never thought of that.
Yeah. Like, why is Phantom Stranger? I guess he's there to represent the heroes. But they
already showed him.
I know.
That's a good point. It's almost like this is like a fill-in page.
Like, he never turned bad, did he?
No, never.
Okay.
So,
because then we see a shot of the heroes again. Who's the blonde? We get Batman at the bottom. Who's the blonde on the Batman's right or left?
That's Black Canary in her second costume.
Wow, is that costume terrible?
Yeah, that's the daughter. Yep. It's pretty bad.
Hey, let's take everything that made Black Canary awesome and get rid of it, and then put her in a terrible costume. All right, yeah.
And then on Captain Marvel's left or right is Captain Atom in his second costume.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably better than the first costume, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom,
we get to see Dr. Fate.
Yes,
Dr. Fate. I like Dr.
I love Dr. Fate.
Oh, we get some villains here.
Well, that's Suicide Squad, so yeah, they're made up of villains.
Shit, they tricked me.
Yeah.
They tricked me.
And then take note of Black Orchid. What a great costume. Oh, no, sorry. That's not Black Orchid. That is... What is her name? Nightshade. Is it Nightshade? I think it's Nightshade.
You could say anything and I'll believe you.
Yeah.
So you're talking the second from the right?
Yes.
It's a dress. I mean,
it's a good costume. Yeah. Bug eyes. I love it.
Who's the guy on the far right?
I think that's... I don't know who that is.
It looks like he has scales on his chest. Like
I can't remember what
Justice kind of scales.
Yeah, I can't remember what his deal is, though. I don't know.
So we got Boomerang, whatever that other guy's name.
Deadshot. And then we got the Enchantress and Bronze Tiger.
Yeah. All right. Now we finally get a big page of Wonder Woman.
Yes. Yeah. See, coming into that's why again she's like really late in the game. Stupid. But anyway. Yeah. Oh, by the way, did I mention they rebooted her origin, so now she's the first DC superhero? Because they want to tie it in with the movie, right? To make it more like the movie where she started in World War I. Yeah, DC's a fucking mess. Anyway, okay. So then, now at this point in the book, we jump to the future, and we start with a... this is now Jonah Hex again, except at one point, he traveled to the future, and the book was renamed Hex.
Okay, see, that's what I was going to ask you. I thought Jonah Hex was in the Old West.
Yeah, see, it was like a follow-up series where he was in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of stupid, but anyway.
And why is Jonah Hex's face like that? Did someone throw acid in his face?
I'm not really sure about his origin, but yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, Warner Brothers were so confident in their marketing that when they made a Jonah Hex movie starring Josh Brolin, they darkened out the side of his face. It was all disfigured because they were afraid that no one would want to see the movie. So then you got to wonder why even make the movie, right?
That's the whole point. That's what he looks like. That's his gimmick.
Stupid.
The whole thing.
Absolutely.
But how about that? I totally forgot that Thanos was also Jonah Hex.
Isn't that crazy?
That is nuts.
Yeah.
And who was the girl in there?
In this comic? In the movie? I don't know.
In the movie.
It was someone else famous. Was it Cameron
She was
Diaz?
in Transformers. She was in Transformers.
Yeah. What's her name?
We're both old. We can't remember her name.
Yeah. Megan Fox.
There it is. Yep.
Oh, and by the way, you know who else was in it? John Malkovich, who turned down the role of Green Goblin in Spider-Man.
No. What?
And, yes. Okay, you're not going to believe this. It also starred Michael Fassbender. I didn't even know he was in movies before Inglourious Bastards. Oh, sorry. This is a year after Inglourious Bastards.
Why did Malkovich turn down Green Goblin?
Because he said he just was insulted by the offer. He's like, why would I ever do a superhero movie? And then like a couple years later, he does this.
Oh, so he saw that Spider-Man was successful and made a ton of money. He's like, oh, wait, I should cash in on this. Well, I can't.
Exactly.
What a weasel.
Yep.
All right. So I don't know. We're looking through these other people. Space Cabbie. Really, DC?
I love these characters.
Space
Cabbie. Doesn't it just make you want to read it right now?
No. Star Hawkins, Star Rovers, OMAC, Space Ranger.
Yes.
Chris KL99.
I love it all.
Tommy Tomorrow.
Yep.
Booster Gold again.
Yep.
Right,
why not, right? Oh, hold on. I lost my headphones. Just a minute.
How do you lose your headphones?
Okay, here we go.
They're right on your head. How'd you lose your headphones, Michael?
I knocked them out anyway.
All right. Then we get a big another panel of a bunch of people. I have no idea who these people are.
The Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, these guys are terrible.
Oh, my favorites. Great shot of them.
More nonsensical teams with terrible outfits.
So cool.
The Heroes of Lalor.
Yes, they're kind of like a Legion spinoff.
Like the Ropers to Three's Company. That's a good TV joke.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah. Something like
Monitor. That. The Coons or Despotic Race.
I pronounce it Kuns. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Might be safer to pronounce it Coons. Yeah. Because if you say sounds a little close to something else if you say it the other way. Mm-hmm. Then we have Green Lantern and another magician guy. I don't know. Is this book over yet? How long is this fucking book?
No, keep it going. Maybe we should do volume 1 as well.
Look.
Abracadabra.
Oh, wait. We are to the last page. All right, here we are at the last page there, Michael.
Oh, is it?
Well, I went a little quick.
That was sudden. Anyway, so then she wraps up her little story, explains why she's doing it, and then she's like, Marv Wolfman, he wants to wrap it all up. He's like, hey. I have learned the truth. The stuff of heroes is within us all. Give food to the hungry, freedom to the oppressed, safety to the victim, peace to the survivors of war. It is simple as that. I bid you now farewell. Isn't that great?
Well, you skipped to the most important part.
Well, I don't want to read the whole book, but I remember as a child.
But the whole gimmick is right here. What makes a hero hero? It's, I remember as a child the so-called golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. To be a hero is to live by those words. It is as simple as that. I bid you now farewell. So to be a hero, all you have to do is live by the golden rule.
So she went through every superhero in the DC universe to get to that point.
Yep. I would have liked it at the end. She's like, man, what is the meaning? I finally found the answer. To be a hero, you have to wear your underpants on the outside of your pants. And that's it. I bid you farewell. And then she takes off.
The end.
But that was kind of a letdown. Like you're hoping for some genius insight of what it makes me. I just live by the golden rule. Treat others as well. All right. I mean, it's fine and all. It's a nice sentiment. And, it's truthful. That is true probably. Just live, be nice to everybody. But kind of a letdown.
Not very original.
No, not at all.
No.
So there it is. History of the DC Universe, Book 2. Holy hell.
Yeah.
It was that long. But
I've read it so many times.
I did learn. I learned a lot.
That's good.
Yeah, I like to learn things. I like to learn 3 new things a day, Mike, and commit them to memory.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you learned more than 3 right there.
Yes. So I learned a lot there. I already forget what I learned, so I'm not doing a good job of committing it to memory.
You just have to reread it, that's all.
Yeah, that'll happen. So the George Perez art was, top notch. If you like George Perez, this is really good George Perez stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
The script there, the whole narrative, it's kind of, it is what it is. It's not that great. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters here, though. I don't know if we need them to be included in the history of DC Universe.
Arguably true. Yes, you're right.
But they dedicated the same amount of panels to the Flash has the Lords of Lalor or whatever the hell they were. You know
right.
What I mean?
Heroes of Lalor. Yeah, you're right.
So
well, clearly they were just plugging whatever comics happened to have titles at that time. That even though now they've been lost to history because they've been canceled, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And again, I would have liked to see like a big panel of nothing but villains. Like, and they have to fight these terrible villains, you know.
Right.
That'd have been awesome. So I don't know. I don't know, Michael. I wouldn't recommend anyone reads this. I mean, it's just.
Oh, I would. I would recommend everyone reads this. Anybody that loves superheroes should read this.
Well, I love superheroes. I didn't enjoy this. In honor of George Perez, you know what, Michael? I'll give it a 6. A 6. So moderate thumbs up. Moderate thumbs up, just because of George Perez. There you go, George.
Well, here's the thing. For the art, I'll give it a 9. The writing is not great. I mean, not only is it like sometimes it's serviceable and sometimes it's very pretentious, right? Yeah. And just overwritten. I mean, Marv Wolfman's fine. I don't think he's a great writer, but he probably wasn't the right choice for this.
Well, I guess he's trying to speak in the voice of Harbinger. You know,
sure.
Like all highfalutin and stilted and whatnot, but I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really. I don't know.
Doesn't really sing.
Yeah.
But the art is so good. That's why I think I'll give this book an 8 overall, just because the art's so good.
The art is good, but I don't know if this is like the best George Perez either. I mean, it's
here's the thing: is the only strike against it is that it's inked by Karl Kesel, who is a good inker, but George Perez is always best when he inks himself.
All right.
So I do think this is really good George Perez. Especially like the colors also add to it. Like these watercolors are just great. So yeah, I really don't think in George Perez's whole career, like once he hit his peak starting in like the early 80s, it's funny, the only time he ever faltered a little bit was in the late 90s, and most people love that stuff, so what do I know? But I think this is peak Perez. I think it's great.
I mean, he's not one of my favorite artists, but he's very good. You know, you think of the great comic book artists, he's there. You know, so it's fine. If you really like DC, give it a whirl. If not, you can pass. You won't miss anything. You know, like it's really a 5 for me, middle of the road. But to make Mike L happy, I'm going to give it a 6.
There you go.
6. All right. You know what? They should do a history of the Marvel Universe. Then I'd be way into that.
Well, guess what? They did, and I have it. And it was written by Mark Waid, and for some reason, it wasn't that great.
What?
But it only came out like a few years ago. Yeah, and it's basically in the almost same format as this, but it's Marvel. Yeah, I have it.
I'm going to guess it has a better cover.
No, it doesn't. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so, but...
All right. So there it is, History of the Marvel Universe. Now, Mike L., it's my turn to pick the book for next week, and I got to tell you, I'm still undecided. I don't know. Wow. I have a couple choices, couple ways to go.
Well, our listeners demand an answer, though.
Yeah, I think I was going to ask for your input on this.
Oh,
would you like to go something a little obscure that I'm sure people haven't read? Or would you like to go more mainstream?
And you're not going to tell me what they are? You just want me to pick one or the other?
Yeah.
I guess I'll go obscure.
Good, because I was going to go that way anyway, probably.
Oh, great.
Let's go. I think this is 1983 from Eclipse Comics.
Ooh.
DN Agents.
Oh, nice.
Really? Are you excited about this?
Yeah, I mean, I've never read it, but I've heard of it for sure.
Yeah, see, because it's so DN Agents, Mark Evanier is the writer. And we encountered him with Gru. He's writing Gru. And at the same time he was doing Gru, he was writing DN Agents. He created it with the artist. The artist, his name's Will something. I can't pronounce his last name. We'll have to research it before next week's episode to find out how to pronounce it.
I can't remember.
It's like Meugl something or other.
And, I don't remember. Okay.
And I did read that Mark Evanier said that he and his buddy Will, they wanted to create a book just so it was made by two people whose names no one could pronounce.
Nice.
Yeah. He's a funny guy, this Mark Evanier. So, DN Agents, it's kind of like an X-Men ripoff.
Sure.
So, let's go issue 1.
Oh, okay.
Just so everyone can understand it, you know.
Okay.
Why not?
Interesting. All right. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I might have read one issue my whole life, so that's kind of cool.
It's usually I was going to say well received, but it's the critics usually say like it's pretty good. You know, DN
Really?
Agents. Yeah, I think it's well respected. I think. So.
Well, I think he's, considered to be a decent writer.
Yeah.
Mark, as I used to say, Evanier, but it's Evanier, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's Evanier.
Evanier. All right. There you go, folks. So, another Bronze Age comic book review. Every week we do a Bronze Age comic book review. 1 week I pick, 1 week Mike Dell picks. You can find every episode of our show, Flea Market Fantasy, at www.comicbooksyndicate.com. So be sure to join us next week, and until next Tuesday, disperse!